Chatbots, deepfakes, the algorithm. These days it seems like everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. But what is artificial intelligence really? Artificial intelligence is a basket term used to describe any technology that tries to mimic human cognition. But what's human cognition? Let's think about a simple scenario. You're walking down the street and you notice someone that you recognize. So you stop and you give them a little wave. Seems simple, right? Well, for this to happen, first your eyes had to receive light bouncing off of that person's face. Your brain then had to interpret that this was someone's face and not a street sign or a lamppost. And then it had to compare this face against all of your past memories to recognize who exactly the face belonged to. Once you understood who you were looking at, you had to decide how to respond. Should you give them a friendly wave, ignore them, turn around and run the other way? This process of receiving information from the world around us, processing it, and responding to it appropriately is human cognition. Human cognition allows us to engage in critical thought, in abstract thinking, to make decisions, and to solve problems. Now, the thought of a machine being able to do all of these things might sound a little bit intimidating. There are some decisions that I don't want my computer to make for me. But the key word that I want you to remember here is mimic. Artificial intelligence mimics human cognition. Let's take the same example from before, but this time, instead of you recognizing your friend on the street, let's say that she passes a security camera and artificial intelligence uses facial recognition to identify her. Behind the scenes, facial recognition has received information from the camera. The camera is like its eyes. It then takes that imagery and identifies where in the picture there's a face. This is called object recognition. Once it's identified your friend's face, it then has to compare that against all of the different faces in its database. This is like when you access your memory. At its core, artificial intelligence is really just a machine that's been coded to understand patterns from existing data and apply those patterns to new data. Thanks to the sheer volume of data that machines are able to process and the astronomical speed with which they're able to do this, artificial intelligence can often recognize patterns that humans simply can't. Have you ever been out shopping for something big, like a piece of jewelry or a new couch, and when you go to swipe your card is declined, even though you know you have money in that account? It was probably because the transaction was flagged as potential fraud. Now, usually you can just call your bank and it really causes no concern for the rest of your day. But what if that transaction actually hadn't been you? What if someone had stolen your card? In that case, the minor inconvenience might have saved you a lot of money and a lot of heartache. You probably already guessed it, but this real-time transaction monitoring is only possible because your bank is using artificial intelligence. If flagging the transaction had been left up to a human, the human would have had only seconds, if that, to look at the transaction, understand its context, and realize that it fell outside of your regular spending habits. And of course, you probably weren't the only person from your bank trying to make a purchase at that exact moment. There's simply no way that a human could process that much information that quickly, but a computer can. And it's exactly that powerful computational advantage that's led us to adopt artificial intelligence in so many different areas of our life. Whether you realize it or not, you're probably using artificial intelligence every single day. So the next time that you're driving down the street and your lane assist beeps at you, or that Google gives you the exact answer that you were looking for, make sure that you take a second to thank the amazing engineers who made it possible. Wow, you made it to the end of my very first YouTube video ever. Thank you. You must not have had very much to do today, but I appreciate the support. As a brand new YouTuber, your subscription would mean so much to me. So if you have 2 seconds, go ahead and subscribe. Bye.